Hi guys, it's Kyarko here, back with another speed build. This speed build was requested by Asia Graham, who requested that I do a space-themed build. When you said space-themed, my mind literally just exploded with a million different thoughts, so this is probably one of a couple space-themed builds I'm gonna do, and they're probably all gonna be pretty wildly different in terms of, I don't know, content or context, I guess. The context of this build is that I imagine that in the future, like in the year like 2070 or something, human life has basically traveled into space, and this is a distant snowy planet somewhere else. So this is not Earth. Obviously this was built in a world that is Earth in The Sims, but use your imagination. Just pretend this is like a snowy planet somewhere off in the distant galaxy. And I imagine that this is like a station, like research station, where like one single person has to come here and stay on this planet in like this really small little pod and collect research for like months on end, and then they switch out with someone else. So that was kind of the idea for this build, is it's like a research station pod for a singular person that is isolated here. So I know that's a lot. That's just like the way that my mind went with this. I just wanted to do, I don't know, there's a lot of space things that I want to do, like a lot of different space builds. This is just like the first of a couple that I'm probably gonna do. Because I don't know, I have like a lot of different ideas. This is more like sci-fi than like traditional spacey. Next week I'll probably do some builds like on Earth with like, like an astronaut's home or like a research station. Like I'll do a lot of different types of things with space, I think, because I just got so inspired with this prompt. But next week I'll also do a hotel build requested by Yaya Williams and a live-in cafe build requested by Lily Huffmotter. So I'll be doing those two next week, along with a lot of space stuff. So here I am just setting up the layout of the space pod. I downloaded a lot of new custom content for this. As you can see, that's a very interesting piece of custom content I've never used, is like this built-in sci-fi bed thing that I really liked, so I wanted to use that, and I thought it ended up looking pretty great. And I know it looks weird right now because of the way the mesh is built, but in game when you're looking at it, it looks pretty good, so just trust me on this one. So I wanted there to be like a little sleeping hatch up here. It took me a while to figure out how they would get up there. I figured it out way later in the build. For now, there's really no way to get up there unless you have like super strong arms and you do a pull-up onto that bed. But we solve that problem later. Here I am just putting some mementos on the wall. I end up changing those a little bit later, you'll see why. But here I am just, putting doodads here and there. This build is kind of gonna be a lot of me trying things and then being like, oh, that doesn't work, and going back and changing it. Because I've never really done like a space or a sci-fi build before. Even though I love space and sci-fi, I just like in my day-to-day life, I think it's super cool. I just never really thought to do it in a build. So because of that, I like conceptually a little bit unprepared for how to use my custom content for the purpose of a sci-fi build, if that makes any sense. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. Because like in normal builds, I'm doing like residential builds or commercial builds, like I know what custom content I have and how to use it in those contexts. But in this particular context of like a sci-fi space pod out in the middle of nowhere on a snowy planet, I'm like, oh my god, what custom content do I have to use and how can I use it, So this is just a lot of me looking through all of my game content, being like, oh, that works, oh, that works, oh, that works. So this was a very me experimenting build, I would say, and me, looking around and trying a lot of different things, which is good, because, I need to remind myself of all the custom content I have, or I guess all the game content in general, and just remind myself that I can use it in a lot of different ways. Unfortunately, due to the nature of this pack, I do kind of use the Journey to Batuu, like, Star Wars pack a couple times. I'm sorry, I don't want to, like, endorse that pack in any ways. I'm really not a fan, but, there was some, like, sci-fi things in that build, so just kind of bit the bullet on that. So there is a little bit of that in here, a little bit of the Star Wars pack, but not too much. I set up a little, like chill corner for this person, because if you're isolated for so long, like you're gonna need a space that's like just for you to relax, or you're probably gonna lose your mind. So I created this little like TV couch corner where the person can just like chill and, you know, read a book and watch TV and play a video game or something like that. So that's what that little area is for. Here I am just putting in some curtains for some privacy on this end. I imagined in my head that this world never has a nighttime, so it's always daytime, so I put curtains there, like blackout curtains, so that the person could make it dark in the room when they needed to and sleep. Kind of like Alaska. I guess this is kind of like Alaska. It's very snowy and there's no nighttime, so there you go. I also imagined that they had a cat, because, you know, if you're gonna be solo up here doing research, like, I feel like an animal friend would be, you know, a really nice addition. So I included like some cat stuff in here. I'm definitely gonna probably play this as like, I'm probably gonna create this character and play it just like this guy and his cat on this like distant planet. I figured it would be kind of fun. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that gameplay. But yeah, here I am just setting up a little corner. I use this shelf as a table because I wanted to save space, and this is kind of just like a little, you know, eating, chilling nook by the window, so this person can sit here and, you know, drink some tea, drink some coffee, look out the window, just kind of have like a place to eat and to write, kind of like a mini desk, I guess. And then here I am setting up the bathroom. This is a very like utilitarian bathroom. I just went with like the most basic, simple, you know, plumbing devices that I could. These are from I believe the Get to Work pack. But yeah, I put a little cat box in there so you can see. So here I am redoing the posters on the wall. I just didn't really like how cluttered the Polaroids made the wall, so I just redid it with some different Polaroids. But here I am just figuring out what to do with this big block of space I have. I thought about putting in a fire hydrant, so you can see there for a second. I ended up not doing that. Here I'm just messing around with different things that could go on this wall just to, I don't know, fill it up, add some spice, I guess. So I put these like panels here. Maybe it's like a stepping thing where he could like step on the side to get up to his bed. So there's panels there. I end up putting a like some rug down here that looked kind of like sci-fi floor padding, which I liked a lot. And then I put this shelf here as like a little step up, so this person could step up onto the shelf to get onto his bed. So that's how I ended up figuring out how this would work. I mean, this wouldn't really work like in game. Like if you're playing this, I'd have to change it around a little bit. But you know, for aesthetic purposes it works. So I put this little metal shelf here, and here I'm just decorating it, putting some things. I think I changed this later on actually. Yeah, I changed it to a locker, I believe. Yeah, I put some lockers here, which I thought, you know, went with the whole, you know, utilitarian vibe in space, I guess. I don't know. I just thought the lockers worked. And then I put a mirror there and hung their jacket there because maybe it gets cold, because this is like a winter area. And then I'm moving on now to like the main place where this person does their work. So this is going to be like a research lab slash like supply hub, I guess. So there is this huge light that works as like, it looks like two TVs that show like information. I thought that was pretty cool. So I put that in the center of the room as like a general hub area. And if you're wondering right now, like, oh, there's no doors, how does this person get outside? Well, the idea for this is there's that ladder on the side there that they can go up to the roof where like a spaceship would pick them up and take them away. So like they're not really supposed to explore this planet, was kind of my idea with, you know, the story of this build. I feel like I'm putting too much detail into this. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like see what I'm seeing with this, or am I like totally crazy right now? I don't know. Let me know if you would be interested in seeing this story come to fruition through some gameplay videos. But yeah, I don't know if this build is at all playable. I feel like it's probably too crowded. It's probably some of the custom content meshes I don't even think like work with their activities. So we'll see. Okay, so here I'm just decorating the general hub table, putting in some supply boxes on the side, putting in a little cat bed because of course this person has a cat and that cat needs to be comfortable. So little cat bed and some balls of yarn. Here I am just putting in a bookshelf over here. It's a bookshelf, but I guess this person could store like files and like research data there. Put a soccer ball in the corner so the person could, I don't know, in their free time knock around a soccer ball. And then over here I put in a treadmill, which makes this room a little bit crowded, but it kind of works because the TV ends up, like the little station with the computer on this treadmill ends up next to the desk, so it kind of looks like that person at the desk could also use that little treadmill computer. And I figured the treadmill was important so that this person could get exercise while they're like in this little, cramped little space for months isolated. So definitely needed like some sort of workout thing, so I thought a treadmill would work pretty well. Going back to the kitchen, putting in like a little screen there, just because, it's sci-fi, there's gonna be screens everywhere. Putting in some little, doodads, knickknacks, wall decorations this person probably put up to remind themselves of home, or, maybe their science notes or something like that. Put in a microwave, which I feel like is probably necessary. They're probably gonna be eating a lot of, space-age microwave meals or something like that. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with this corner here. I don't believe I ended up doing anything with that corner. Well, here I'm putting an iron up there. Oh no, I put this like hanging rack of clothes in the corner, so that they can dry their clothes. Which is not super sci-fi. They probably have a dryer in this story, but I thought that the hanging rack was kind of nice. This is like a weird mix of like old school sci-fi things, and like new age sci-fi things, if you know what I mean. Thank you to Asia Grant for this suggestion. I'll be doing more space builds in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.